My name is Ergonomic. I've previously made some kind of ranting videos before long ago about keyboards, and I've been in the community for a while. I decided that I want to start making some YouTube content a little bit more seriously, not a YouTuber, but just share in my massive keyboard collection that I have. I'm going to start with this keyboard. This is a M0110A. It's an Apple keyboard. I'll link the Deskthority wiki page, which does a much better job than me at explaining the history of this keyboard. But it was manufactured from 1985 to 1990. It came, I think, exclusively with the Macintosh Plus. Surprisingly, that was made for a while, even though computers got faster. It was made by different manufacturers. I mean, it has the same Apple kind of chip inside, but one in America is Alps with SKCC switches similar to linear switches similar to the Pingmaster. This one is a Mitsumi switch type 1 switches, which are very similar to those type of switches, heavier and linear. And then I think there were some cheaper manufacturers in Malaysia and Taiwan that also made this keyboard. I would highly recommend looking at that Deskthority wiki, though, if you're a little bit more interested in the history behind this. But I bought this keyboard off of eBay a few weeks ago for $50 plus shipping. The pictures of it showed no retro brighting needed, and when I got it, it looked fantastic, though it had a smell, and I thought, this is great. And I was waiting for the Hazu converter, which I'll show later about what this does, but I was waiting for that to come in, and I opened it up to clean it, and it was filled with bugs, it was filled with dust, it was filled with hair, it stank, and the board was rusted. The whole plate was absolutely rusted, and so I could just put it up on my shelf, I could just leave it as is, but I didn't want to. It would be a pretty easy restoration job, and it was. And so I restored it to daily driver condition. That means desoldering it, painting it, soldering it back together, all cleaned up, and no retrobrite required. I made a video about that. It's kind of new video editing techniques, kind of test proof of concept video. I'm hoping some people will enjoy that. So check out that. Also in the description is my previous video, or just check out my channel. So I restored this to daily driver condition. I have used the keyboard for a good 4 or 5 days, 2 of them being work days, so actually working with this keyboard on a daily basis. And I guess, how is it? Well, it's fun. It's heavier and linear. It's very similar to the Pingmaster, which is, I believe, made around the same time. It's not like the Model M, which is kind of that buckling snap, but really it's just as loud. It's a very loud keyboard, even though it's linear. And it's super sturdy. There's no bending. It has the same build quality as the Pingmaster and the Model M. It's kind of around the same area. Not quite a murder weapon as those two keyboards, and not quite as heavy as well, though I think it is heavier than a normal, like, modern day keyboard, because the plate goes around this entire edge, so it makes it much heavier than just like a normal 75% keyboard. Some quirks about it: unlike the IBMs, it does not have textured PBD keycaps, and instead they are smooth. So they're smooth keycaps. So there's no like shine, they're just smooth. So they still kind of look new. They also have homing keycaps, on the D and K keys instead of the F and J keys, which is strange. I was worried about that. I am a Humro touch typer, but I got used to those being there just fine, so I was able to use this as a daily driver in no time. I am using Hazu's converter. This was like, I think, $45 directly from him in Japan, and shipping's not bad. It comes in about a week after you order, so it's not bad. I have ordered other things from Hazusen before, and they've gotten here quicker and they've gotten here slower, so it depends, but it's not that bad. The advantage of this one really is that there's a graphical interface to edit your layouts that made it better, and it's a lot quicker because it's purpose built. You could build it out of a Teensy or Pro Micro or something like that if you really wanted to. This thing is having trouble there. But I didn't feel like doing that. I bought the converter. Worst case scenario is I can resell it because it's definitely a needed thing. But I don't plan on that. I'm kind of collecting his converters. So yeah, I converted it. I'll show this here. I did the GUI interface, and I had to change the layout because really there's only 2 keys on the bottom left, and there's only the arrow keys on the right, and there's a locking caps lock. And so had to be. I immediately knew what I was going to do. It has like KB style arrows. It has a similar layout to any of 60% keyboard. So the arrow keys on it actually are no longer arrow keys anymore. They're the window. They're right alt, window, and control. And one of the advantages of the TMK layout is that it supports a locking caps lock, which this has. So it's a fully functional caps lock there. I could have made that a normal key if I bought an extra switch, but I didn't, and it's fine. It kind of preserves it a bit to stock. Also, in my layout, I do Colmac as a different layer because I type in Colmac. The only problem is that if you're familiar with Colmac, the caps lock key is actually the backspace key, and I had to do something different, and I made that big command key next to the space bar, the backspace, which is strangely working. I may do that on other keyboards now, but yeah. So layout works great. I mean, I was able to use this as a daily driver, no problem. Totally used to it. I have surprising, really, I was very happy with using this keyboard. I still am. I may even, sometimes I build these, I use them, and then I go back to my main one. I may use this all week. I may use this longer than my other daily driver. I don't know. It's in good shape, and I feel good about restoring it too. It's clean. It's fantastic. So, there's really nothing else to say in the review. Well, I would also say that because it is a protocol converter, and I didn't hand wire it, and it's an older keyboard. It doesn't have diodes or anything. It's not something you want to use for gaming. There is kind of an input lag. There's also a strange lag, and I think this has to do with the protocol conversion or whatever, that if you leave the keyboard sitting, I kind of have to press a key on it, and it will start get a response. Otherwise, there's a lag in response time. It's really interesting. I feel like I had this happen also with the Pingmaster, where I had to click a key to kind of wake it. But I don't really plan on using it for gaming. I don't really game that much, but I type with it, and I do a lot of typing stuff, so it worked great. So I think that's all there is to say. I will do some typing on it now, and that should to please some people. I'll do a typing. Let's see here. Oh, this thing's. Whoa. I'm gonna leave that in. Yeah, I'll leave it in the video. Why not? All right. So the converter came unplugged. Let's see. It's gonna default to ASDF. So I have my see, there's a little bit of input lag. Change that to ARST. All right. So I think I'm ready to do some typing on this. Type top 200 words. Makes you seem like you're a faster typer, so let's see how fast I can type. So yeah, good amount of mistakes, but still 79 moments per minute. I would imagine if it was a real typing test, like the top 1,000 words, I'd probably do somewhere around 50. This always makes me seem like I'm a faster typer. I'm hoping the microphone captured that. Some other keyboards that I would have to get the microphone real close, but I think you can probably hear it's a very loud keyboard. I'm kind of happy with that. That's good stuff. Let's see. I mean, I guess I'll close kind of saying subscribe to this channel because I do want to make some more videos. I have like 40 keyboards. Surely I can squeeze some reviews of some interesting ones out there. I can also talk about my daily driver and how I created it. That would be a Viterbi. So that would be this keyboard here. This is the Rev 1 by Kibio. I custom cut the steel plates for it. It's not a case that you can get from them. But I've been using this. I've been using the Viterbi in some form for over a year, and it is my daily driver. I don't use the Ergodox anymore. I don't use. I haven't even at all used the Natrius, and I haven't really bought or built any other keyboards. I had some spares that I built, but for the most part, this is my daily driver. It's bright. I have a spotlight here. Let's see here. Let's turn the spotlight off. Oh yeah. So this thing glows quite a bit. I ended up liking it, but it is my daily driver. So yeah, I'll probably talk about that next. It's got some cool features like the switches are hot swappable. I installed SIP sockets for that, and I vary on different switches. Right now I'm using gold switches, but yeah, I mean it's a cool keyboard. Enjoy PBD keycaps almost always, just different forms of it. This is that modern Apple one, but I don't know how I feel about these. I kind of like the black keycaps better, but you guys can let me know. Well, that's enough. So yeah, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and yeah, peace.